A very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where and when you're watching me from. My name is Mutathi Wachira Wanyaga, Mujiro wa mbari ya Karigithe, na ngwihoka kuma ngongo ciothe iria ciumaga huho. Muri thayo, thayo, thayo. Today is a good day, it's a beautiful day. It is the 19th of May, the year is 2024, and it is good to be back here on the state of the continent to just inform you what has been happening or some of the things that have been happening in Africa. So, uh, a lot has been happening in Africa, but of course, we cannot be able to mention each and everything from from scratch. So, I'll inform you just some few things so that you can be able to be informed. So, I'll start off in Western Africa, in Nigeria, where unions in Nigeria are protesting electricity price hike following the removal of subsidies. So, in Nigeria, uh, electricity prices are really, really hiked. Actually, it is now double, almost, not even almost, double the amount that it used to be before. And the government of the president Tinubu is it's people are really complaining about that government in Nigeria. And you can see these labor unions; they are up in arms. They're saying, I think something should be done because this is happening after now the government has removed the subsidies. The subsidies were there and they were able to cover up. Those prices that were really really high, but the president and the government of Nigeria of the day is trying to cut cost. It's trying to reduce the expenses that they're incurring. So uh, some of the things or some of the tough things that are rising from that is these electricity prices that are hiking in Nigeria. So it is indeed a very interesting thing because we also have some issues of subsidies in various parts of Africa, including our very own country here in Kenya, where subsidies, when they're removed, it becomes tough on people. So it's just a tough call to be made. Um, Another thing that is happening in Africa is up in the north, Morocco's automotive industry shift gears to prepare for electric vehicles era. Many people in Africa don't know that there are some huge, huge automotive industries in Morocco, including the French in the manufacturer known as Renault, as people call it. Some people call it Hino, some people call it Renault, whatever the way you prefer to pronounce it. So Morocco has been very key and very important in making sure that this industry is always working and going on, especially for Renault and other companies, other automotive industries that are there. So right now, what is really happening is we are seeing that Morocco now, the automotive industry itself is shifting gears to prepare for electric vehicles era. It's high time now that we are seeing the entry of the electric vehicles in the world, just for us to be able to save the issues of climate change and so many other things that and the electric vehicles, people are saying, is now the future. People are coming out of fuel vehicles and all that, and you see Morocco has been very key to make sure that these fuel prices, not fuel prices really, fuel cars in Africa are always being manufactured and everything is going on well. So it will only make sense for this industry to survive if they now start preparing for the electric vehicle era, because it has started happening in the US, it's happening in Europe. It's things are shifting. So very, very, very interesting to see that Africa now through Morocco, obviously, will be seeing this, and we hope that one day these things happen even in the other parts of Africa, including East and South and West, because we don't see such kind of things much in this side of the continent. Also, another thing that has been happening now in the East, here in Kenya, President Yoweri Museveni, or Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda, paid a state visit in Kenya after the invitation of the president of Kenya, that is Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Uh, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was arrived here for a state visit. He was received by the Prime Cabinet Secretary of Kenya by the name Musalia Mudavadi, and it was a very interesting thing to see, because for some time there was some friction between these two neighboring countries. Kenya and Uganda were like, there's some friction. But now, once we saw that the president of Uganda now coming to pay a state visit here in Kenya after the invitation, it showcases that indeed these neighbors are still in good terms. And once what was coming in very strongly with the visit of President Yoweri is that the bilateral agreements, especially on transport and trade, were really emphasized, and we saw them signing these MOUs between the ministries that were there, and it was indeed nice. However, the politics was still there. We saw a lot of politics coming out of this, because somebody was saying, where is the deputy president of Kenya, Rigiji? Because after this state visit of President Yoweri, we saw the we saw the opposition leader Raila Amolo Odinga with the transport CS here in Kenya, going to see off the president of Uganda, and people are saying, no, where is Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president of Kenya? So it was indeed interesting, and I really liked how Uganda and Kenya are still in good terms. They are neighbors, so for God's sake, we should be at peace. We should be in harmony with each other, and this little friction should end. So a lot of MOUs were signed, a lot of bilateral agreements were signed also. So we hope to see that eventually this will become something positive, or will bring some fruits to both the countries. Another thing that has been happening in the continent is that the 2024 proposed finance bill here in Kenya has really caused an uproar, because we are seeing that this Kenya Kwanza government is trying to increase taxes after taxes. So there are so many taxes that have been introduced right now that were not there before, like now if you own a car, it is a proposed finance bill. It is not exactly what is going to happen, but this is Africa, so it might be as good as done. A lot of taxations that are being brought in by this finance bill. So we are seeing, if you have a car, if you own a vehicle, you'll be paying a tax for it. They have increased taxation on financial transaction. They actually want to put in transaction tax, like 16% on that. They want to put taxation, or remove some certain items from the basic items that are not taxed. For example, bread. A lot of taxation that are going to be in place, if at all this proposed finance bill will be enacted into law. So we have seen the president of Kenya saying that he eventually wants to take this country of Kenya from paying 16% taxes all the way to 22% by the end of his first term. So it's something that is good, has caused a lot of uproar. People are really up in arms. Politicians, the opposition, are against these things so much, and it is something that I'm sure will cause a lot of pain to some people, and not to some people, to many people actually, because the taxes in the country and life is being hard, becoming hard for so many people. I don't know how this will turn out. Many people in Kenya are saying we don't have a problem with these taxations or these taxes. What we have a problem is you are taking our money, you are taxing us to the core, but you're not seeing the benefits of these taxes. You're not seeing the advantages. You're not seeing anything from it. So that's the big issue. So guys, that is part of the things that have been happening in the east, in the west, and in the north. So I'd like to appreciate you very much. I like to be as brief as that, but also to like to tell you that this coming Wednesday on African Corner from 8 p.m. East African time, we have an amazing show lined up for you. A discussion from Zimbabwe by the president and the founder of the Powerful Africa organization. His name is KV Muvabariroa, and he'll be talking to us about that organization known as Powerful Africa, what they do, and what are they doing in Zimbabwe and in Africa as a whole. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. I wish and I hope and I pray that you guys will turn out. And also, we also have a very interesting event coming up on the 29th of June 2024. We have a game fest, an indoor gaming event, and it's going to be networking, and so many things are going to be in place. So guys, if you haven't registered or booked your slot for this, you should. It is so close, and for the people who are there in their previous events, they can be as testimony that they are normally amazing events. So if you want to be part of this, you can also reach out to us through our social media platforms and our website, not forgetting that we also have our course, our online program that has been is being launched soon, the Leading Self, Leading Others, and Leading Life. That is, if you are interested so much in developing yourself, this is the right space, this is the right time for you to do so. And we have a 12 weeks program curtailed for you to make sure that at the end of the day, you are a better person, and you're developing yourself and you're growing yourself. So in collaboration with the Classroom Outside, the Leading Self, Leading Others, and Leading Life course will be starting at the end of this month. So for those people who also want to join us, for those who have not registered, or if you want to be part of this, you can also reach to us through our social media platforms or the number that you see on your screen there, or our website. With our website, you can be able to see everything, and you can be able to contact us from that end. So a lot is coming up. So on Wednesday, make sure you are there so that we can be able to, you know, uh, have that conversation with you. Send in your comments, send in your questions, anything that you like to ask Muvavarido all the way from Zimbabwe. Please do so. I can see the Duke has sent in a comment live. He's saying following, and Jeff Mine also sending some emojis. Thank you very much for everybody who has watched this live, and for everybody who will watch this later. I really appreciate. Continue subscribing, continue sharing, and sending in suggestions and topics and anything. Reach out to us through our social media platforms or our website. With that, my name is Mutadhiwa Shirawajaga. I'd like to wish you a good night and a good week ahead. Bye bye.